Hey guys, Josh from Austin Underground. I'm here at Warped Tour with Andy. Every time I die. Excuse me.
It's okay.
So how you doing today?
I'm doing all right. It's a little moist out, but yeah, it's going good. I feel like I haven't stopped moving since about 8:30 this morning. This is the first time I've sat down all day, so it's cool. We got done playing about an hour ago or whatever, and then the whole show stopped because of lightning, so it was real weird. Yeah, and here we are.
Yeah, so how has Warped Tour kicked off for you guys? I know you started yesterday. Today's the second day. How's it going?
Usually we have like a term in our like band called First the Worst. Like usually you expect the worst on the first day because you're underprepared. And yesterday was like really good. So then today was really good. So now we're just gonna wait until it gets really bad. But yeah, so far it's been awesome.
Awesome. So you guys will be releasing a new album, Low Teens, in September later this year. So what can fans expect from this album?
I mean, it's the most cliche thing in the world is for a band to come out with new music and say like it's our best music ever. It like I think for us being a band for almost 20 years, like to still not be content with what we've done in the past, to like try to make something that's completely different, and I think we made our best record. Without being cliche, we wrote our best record, for sure.
So what was the songwriting process and recording process like for this album?
Really easy. Like that was what I think was like the first telltale sign was that the songs came together so easy. Like it wasn't, I don't know, like it was just almost like we were like made to write the record. And as weird as that sounds, like stars were aligned or something, and we just like every day we would get in this like, you know, in our practice space, and then magic would happen. Yeah, so it was like the easiest thing. The recording process was exactly like that too. Like get in and everything was just right. It's crazy.
Awesome. Now, is there any ideas or a specific concept on this album, or?
I think it was just more or less try to get, like, I'm the oldest. I mean, I'm 38 years old. Everyone's kind of like from 35 up, and we kind of like just decided to. Not consciously, but we like wrote a record that we would have been like stoked on when we were kids, like teenagers, and we were teenagers when we like first started the band. So like, it's weird. Like we called it Low Teens because we were like teenagers when we were like hyped on this style of music, and that's kind of like where the concept came from. And we wrote it when like it was like the coldest in Buffalo. So like we're from Buffalo, New York. So yeah, it was like freezing and like yeah. Low teens, like it kind of has like a weird little connotation everywhere. Yeah.
So as a musician, where do you get your inspiration from? And like as a band, when writing lyrics or recording music, writing music.
I think it's the one thing we're really inspired by is just forward progress. Like it's like the minute we feel like we've went back is like the minute we call it quits. So we just want to like. If there's forward progress, even if it's just a little bit, like that's like the thing. And I think we like, with this new record, I think we like wrote a record that's gonna take us like leaps forward instead of just a little bit forward. You know what I mean? And I think it's just more or less like fun. Like the minute it's not fun anymore, like it's time to just pack it in, and it's still fun. So.
Are there any bands or musicians, artists, solo artists who inspire you guys individually or as a band?
Like as a whole. When we were kids, there was this band called Dead Guy. It's like this like punk rock band from Jersey, and we all like worshipped them, and that's kind of how the band started. And we had the singer, Tim Singer, like we had to find him to sing on the record. Like they hadn't put a record out since the 90s, and like had to find him and be like, hey man, will you sing on this new record? And he was like, yeah, sure. And he's like, I love the band actually, and like, you know, he sang on the thing, and I think our biggest inspiration was just kind of like trying to be happy like we were when we were kids. Like that was like. So there was a ton of musicians that like that, you know, a band called Coalesce, Converge, Dillinger Escape Land, like stuff like that, like stuff we like listened to when we were kids. That was like our biggest inspiration.
Awesome. Yeah. So I saw that you guys featured Brendan Urie on this new album.
Yeah.
So how was it working with him?
Dude, we didn't work with him at all. It was, I mean, he sang on a record, like on a song or whatever, but he like. And this makes him sound, he's super into the band. Like he loves Every Time I Die. And he always has, like since they've started, we've always like heard about it. he hit us up and he goes, "Hey man, I'm just not trying to like get on the record." He was just like, "Just so you guys know, I have a studio at my house. If you guys need me for anything, let me know." Like, okay, cool. And like, we had an idea for a girl to sing on this one song, and she kind of just kept giving us the runaround. Like, I don't even know her name or whatever, but Keith had this idea of this girl to sing on this record, and she ended up bailing or whatever. And like, we were like, well, let's call Brennan. We called Brennan, and he was like, yeah, sure. We sent him the song, and literally like a half an hour later, he sent some of the most insane vocal tracks I've ever heard. Like in a half hour, like heard the song. Keith kind of like talked to him about like the vibe of the like how he wanted the vocals, and like he hit everything you possibly could think of, like everything from like baritone to like the highest tenor. It was just insane. Yeah. So it was cool, man. And that coming from like a dude, I don't know anything about Panic at the Disco, so like true talent like when you hear it. That dude is one of the most talented dudes I've ever heard in my life. It was crazy.
He has really great vocals.
Yeah.
So since Brendan here is featured on this album, are there any other artists that you guys would like to collaborate with or have on a future album or something?
I don't know. It's kind of like a vibe thing. Like really, like we'll write a song and then like one of us will just have the idea in our heads, like, hey man, like it would be cool if this dude would do it. And then you kind of like throw the idea out, like, hey, do you want to do this? And then dudes say like yes or no. And like if it's not, okay, cool. We'll just keep going where we were. If yes, okay, we'll figure it out. You know what I mean? We wanted Lemmy on a couple of years ago. We wanted Lemmy on like a song, and like he wrote back like some crazy stuff. Like he was like, "All right, 10,000 for me to listen to this song, and 10,000 for me to like sing on the song." We were like, "All right, well, that's not gonna happen." So, thank you. Yeah.
Awesome. So, what's next for you guys after Warped Tour after this summer?
We have like a tour coming out. We're going to be supporting a band. I don't know if I'm allowed to announce it yet. But yeah, we're doing like a tour late September, all of October, supporting a band that initials are BT. They're from Ohio. And a dude from this band used to be the singer of a band with the initials AA. If you can put those puzzle pieces together, that's who we're out with.
I'm sure that there's many fans who put that together, and then we'll automatically find out.
Yeah.
Well, we thank you for taking your time here talking with us at Warped Tour.
Thank you very much.
Wish you the best of luck on the rest of the tour.
Thank you.